stop hitting your snooze because opportunities don't necessarily knock the same door again. When are you going to take a leave?
Bhag Atul Bhag. Good afternoon. I am Rudra, and we have with us today Mr. Atul Patil, sir, who is the respected director of School of Holistic Development (SHD). I try to dive in his brain and understand his vision, his perspective, his perception, his meaning of life, and I hope I learn a lot from you, sir. So my first question is, just tell me a bit about your journey. What inspired you to pursue education and SHT? Oh,
Yes, thank you, Rudra, for this opportunity. Before I answer your first question, I'd like to place on record my sincere appreciation to you for taking this initiative under the able guidance of your faculty, Dr. Priya. So, coming back to your question, the journey I grew up as a curious child. I always had curiosity, and once I was traveling by a bus, I came across a bookseller who entered into the bus, and he sold a book, and the title of the book in Marathi was Pan Kap, that is But Why. And I purchased that book and I started reading, and there were many pertinent questions that we usually come across in our life, but we hardly answer. And that really instilled more curiosity in me. And I started thinking in that direction. I remember when I was in school, like I asked one of my mathematics teachers that, for example, after 20 we have 21, after 30 we have 31, after 40 we have 41, and then it continues. Why not after 10 we have 21, 22, 23 instead of 11, 12, 13, and the list goes on. So I always had questions like these. I asked my English teacher why CUT is pronounced as cut, but not PUT as put. And all this curiosity continued, and I thought that all learners are also very curious, and as teachers, we can help them, solve such problems. And that is how I decided to get into academics. And to be frank with you, after completing my PG, I started impact in industry. I worked for a US based document creation company, but the limitation there was it was like either odd shift or permanent night shift, and we worked for American newspapers and magazines. So there was hardly any human interaction. We would get up early in the morning and go to the company, reach 5 a.m. and log in to the computers, and there was hardly any human interaction. So I really didn't enjoy that much. But at the same time, during my tenure at that company, I also happened to teach my colleagues whenever we didn't have any jobs. We used to have informal meetings, and then I started teaching them American English and how British English and American English have different flavors, different spelling, how both these dialects are used differently, because we worked for American newspaper. So we had to ensure that the spelling, the culture, everything was followed. And then I realized that I really had that flavor of teaching, and that is how I decided to enter in the field of education. I work for Symbiosis International University. I work for Government College of Engineering, Pune, and then I came to MIT. This school, that is School of Holistic Development, is taking care of all 15,000 plus students in the campus, and we try to create winning personas, winning personalities by having 360-degree development. So we have a variety of courses ranging from health practices, English communication and holistic personality, creative arts and performing arts, with a basket of around 20 different electives, and then societal immersion, spirituality and morality, and foreign and Indian languages. So all these courses are mandatory for all the students across the university. So this is how the School of Holistic Development is a very unique practice, that was started in 2018, much before the National Education Policy, under the able, vision of our Honorable Executive President and Pro Chancellor, Professor Dr. Mangesh Karadsa. And all these courses have been chopped out based on the Panchakosh approach from the Upanishads. As our founding father is a firm believer of, Indian philosophy, science, spirituality, a blend of all this. So this is how the school started, and we have been offering these courses, and we have conducted these courses for more than 60,000 students.
whoa, that's a huge number. So you are already changing students' lives in a way. And I think your presence is going to take the school to another level. You will raise the pedestal. Thank you so much for answering the first question. Now, my second question is, what's one ancient or classical theory that still holds relevance in today's modern era? Even if it is rarely discussed today, even if people have forgotten about it, but it still holds relevance, it's still important.
Yeah, there are many, as our culture, is not for many value-based, teachings, lessons.
Yes, definitely.
One of them that is still relevant even today's time is Purushartha. When we talk about Purushartha, we have Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Now you are from MBA, so usually I always talk to my MBA students that usually MBA students only go after Artha and Kam. So no, we should also focus equally on Dharma and Moksha. So I think this is a very unique concept that we have from our culture, and that is still very present and very useful in today's context.
And I believe that everything that we're doing right now is somewhere or in the other way rooted to our culture only. So if we want to grow in person and also technology wise, we need to understand our culture first. That is very important. My third question is, do you think passion is discovered over time or is it developed? It is discovered like spontaneously or is it developed over time? What do you think?
Repo passion, like like a flow of water in river. If the flow of water in river is good, if it is fast, then automatically the garbage and everything gets away.
Yeah.
But if the flow of the water is reduced, then the garbage takes over. So is the case with passion. We need to not only have passion, it is not one time activity, but it's a continuous journey. Like learning is a continuous lifelong journey. Even passion, gradually gets developed as person, moves from one day to another, 1 month to another, 1 year to another, and grows. Because along with passion, we also need to think. For example, we should do what we enjoy, or at least enjoy what we do. So if that happens, then passion automatically follows.
Exactly. So I think passion, we need consistency and hard work to drive passion. And before that, we need to figure it out that what is it that we actually enjoy doing. Yes. My fourth question is, what's your go-to motivational line for MIT ADT students? Very
Yeah.
interesting, Bishi.
Yeah, first one would be don't recognize failure.
Okay.
You are part of MIT and we focus on winning personas. So even if you fail, you have to look at it as a stepping stone to learn something out of it. So don't recognize failure and work in silence and let the success make noise.
Yes. Success definitely. I believe that failure is the ladder to success.
Absolutely.
And I would like to put it out that MIT ADT literally celebrates failures. We students are motivated to whatever we want, and even if we fail, it will be celebrated and we will improve further. So now moving towards segment 2, which is personal reflection questions. First one is, what is one life lesson from religion or philosophy that you live by daily?
Yeah, I am a firm believer of, the ancient scripture like the Bhagavad Gita. And one of these shlokas is Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. We all have to focus on our karma, the action. And we should not do karma just, for the returns that we might get, what we call phala, the fruit that it comes out of it. So focus on your karma, focus on your actions, and fruits will automatically follow.
Karam karo or fal ki chinta mat karo.
Exactly. Yes.
Now the next question is, if you could bring one historical Indian figure to campus, who would it be and why?
Yeah, it would be Swami Vivekananda. As you know, in the field of education, all students are like flowers in a garden. And, we have the great gardener, Swami Vivekananda ji, who is the icon for the youth. So if I have this opportunity to get someone, I would definitely go for Swami Vivekananda ji. As Swami Vivekananda ji talked about, the world peace. When he promoted, philosophy, religion, and also represented our country. Is given in Chicago. Across the world. Yeah. And he said that give me 100 nachiketas, men of, muscles with iron, and I shall change the world. So that is the power. So he focused on the youth. And that is why if we have Swami Vivekananda ji coming back to our campus, especially I would be very happy to see him even going to our hostels and saying that arise, awake, and stop hitting your snooze button on the alarm. So jokes apart, we have established Swami Vivekananda chair at this university, and we provide teachings of Swami Vivekananda ji to all our students through various activities and events.
He himself is like an embodiment of wisdom, knowledge, and experience. So it would be very great to invite him. My next question is, if you could be born anywhere in the world, and at any time, where and when would be that happen?
Yeah, as I, come from education background, I would definitely like to reborn in ancient Nalanda. Nalanda University was the, one of the first universities in the world where we would have even learners coming from various parts of the world to Nalanda. So I would definitely like to be born again there and walk with various philosophers, teachers, and talk about, all our Indian culture, ancient knowledge and wisdom that it offers.
You'd love to be one of the in that
As a learner first and
as a learner, yes, and then as a teacher too. Yeah. My next question is, does your impeccable style come from discipline, or is it your way of inspiring the rest of us?
yeah, discipline, of course, is very crucial, and that is the one side of the coin, and the other one, as you rightly said, is also there. But I focus more on discipline because we as teachers are like role models for our students, and unless we perform something, unless we act in the way we want them to act, it won't happen. Because even school children, for that matter, or even students like you, usually imitate their elders. So, discipline is really very important. In my case, for example, I always like to come in professional attire every day. You would find me,
Yes.
coming every day as if I'm going to deliver a TED talk. But, that is what I think, that if you look sharp, you also think sharp. And when we talk about personality development, we want to first follow that and then request our students to also follow. So that is how, discipline plays very crucial role.
Discipline helps you towards the way for us so that we can follow that light. Now we are moving to segment 3, the most interesting part of the podcast. That is the rapid fire quick round. So, sir, I'll ask you a question and you have to answer it instantly. My first question is India in one word.
Not one word, I would like to go for one phrase.
All right.
India, Bharat. Or it is said, Durlabam Bharat Janma. It's very rare to be born in a country like India, and we all should be proud of it and take it to greater heights as we want to become Vishwaguru. So, Durlabam Bharat Janma.
Dullabham Bharat Jan. My second question is, if your life had a theme song, what would it be? From any movie, any show, anything, English, Hindi.
Yeah, that would be from Bhag Milka Bhag, because I believe in, running not away from the problems but towards opportunities. So, that is the philosophy. So, I'd like to really have those songs on that.
So you believe that problems are in a way opportunities for us to act upon.
True. Opportunities always come, with challenges.
Yes.
And if we focus on opportunities, then challenges we would be able to overcome easily. So that's how the life is. So we have to focus more on opportunities, because opportunities don't necessarily knock the same door again. If you lose, you lose. It might not come to you again. So we have to be very prompt, proactive, and grasp opportunities around us.
Yeah, that's great. So, sir, basically, life knocks at sir's doors and tells him that Bhag Atul Bhag. Now, my next question is, what is your go-to stress buster? You might face a lot of stress every day. So, what is the go-to?
Since we teach health practices and we encourage our students to perform yoga, meditation, so of course yoga and meditation, or sometimes I play with my younger little one, my son, because he has so many questions. As I said, even I was a curious child. He is also very curious. Since I will anchor you Yeah, and sometimes his questions are more difficult than a PhD. Why?
That is an opportunity for you to answer. No, no, and this is a very interesting question for me personally. If your office chair could talk, what would it say?
Yeah, it would. My colleagues would also agree with me that it would ask me, "Sir, when are you going to take a leave?" Because I usually don't take leave unless I fall sick. All my earned leaves and all are there, all balance. Because it's my passion to work, I enjoy what I do. So, and my chair would ask because it would also need a break. So,
It must be very tired by the burden of your profession.
yeah.
Now, if you are comfortable sharing a very interesting and arousing question for the youth, basically, did you ever have a memorable college crush or a funny college romantic story? We'd love to listen to this.
Not crush. I was a very mischievous but very studious guy.
Okay.
Probably I was a crush for many. Talking about romantic incident, I happened to compose a poem, and that was shared. I mean, I shared it with my friends, and by mistake someone submitted it as an assignment for our creative writing course, and you will not believe that my friend got A plus grade in that assignment.
Teacher must have been very delighted by the assignment.
Very
Easy. So, sir, thank you so much for doing this podcast with us, for enlightening us with your knowledge, wisdom. And I'm sure that all of us, each one of us, must have learned at least one or two things from Sir's vision, Sir's meaning of life, and the way he looks at everything, the way he perceives problems as opportunities, and the way he believes that you should run in your life if you want to really mark a change. Thank you so much for doing this with us, sir, once again. I thank you wholeheartedly.
It's absolutely my pleasure. And once again, congratulations. You have been very gracious host. Thank you very much. Thank you and wish you all the best.